Hi, my name is Uronis. I'm an oncologist here at Duke. I specialize in GI cancers, so anything from esophagus, stomach, pancreas, colon. Most of what we see is colon just because that's common. One of the things I'm particularly interested in is clinical research, so looking at drug trials. And actually there are two different kinds of trials that we're involved in here. So there are either the more advanced trials that are looking at treating people earlier in disease and using either new drugs that are available combined with old drugs, or adding together combinations of older drugs that haven't been used before, or taking drugs from other diseases and trying to move them into the GI cancers that we treat. And so those are sort of one set of trials that would be available here. The other kind of trials we do are something that is different and probably more unique to Duke, in that or other academic centers, in that they're phase 1 clinical trials. And what that means is that it's a drug that's being developed by a drug company to determine what kind of cancers that drug works in, and how the drug works and how it affects people. So these are drugs that are the newest things that are on the market in terms of different ways to treat cancers. So normally we would look at those drugs in patients who have had standard treatments for their cancer but are still doing very well and are still wanting to pursue treatments. And this allows us to give patients access to drugs that they wouldn't usually get, and also allows us to learn more about the drugs and try to help advance the science and bring these drugs to other patients that they might be helpful to. And so, those are both things that I do specifically, and then also in our group. And actually for phase 1 trials, despite the fact that I'm a GI oncologist, we actually have patients from other disease groups, especially including GYN, thoracic oncology, patients with lung cancer, patients with ovarian cancer that can also be eligible for those trials. And we work with those other disease groups in collaboration across the medical center in order to offer those treatments to other patients. So that's just a little bit of a flavor of what we can do in both the GI clinical trials program and then the phase 1 clinical trials program here at Duke.